believe that the likes of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come on board. But
hello, everyone.
But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came of yet that region, telling them on the need to know the truth, because the truth had been hidden from them, from the Nigerian media. And the Nigerian media have a reason for that. The reason being that they know that divided, we are going to be conquered, but united, we will be able to conquer our subjugators. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started that unification process, created that awareness, and a lot of you and I were able to come on board. So the story of Biafra is very, very dear to our heart. If you are a Biafran, if you are from the 40 states that make up Biafran today, you should be very proud of yourself, especially if you are in support of this government of today. Because the government have done so well that when Wazirike gave in, because of intimidation of the terrorist Nigerian state and their sponsors, a lot of people could not believe that the likes of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come on board. People could not even have the balls to support anything agitation again. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and changed the dynamics. Being fruitful, being truthful, being consistent, being fearless even before our enemies. That led in 2015 when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came down to Biafra land via Lagos. The Nigerian terrorist state went and kidnapped him. The reason they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was to stop this Biafra agitation, was to stop the emergence of yet another united Biafran state. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was held in detention for complete 2 years. What is his claim? Fighting for you, I'm fighting for me. Eventually, when he was released, he was given conditions upon condition not to speak for your freedom, not to speak for my freedom, not to even have the audacity to have crowd coming to his home or staying in the midst of more than 10 people. This is as a result to make that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never continued on the path to our freedom. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, being that he was sent by EFIK-IBIBIO for this restoration, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu damned the consequences of these conditions for his bail and continued the gospel of restoration and the gospel of freedom. The Southeast governors, those who you call your political leaders from the southern eastern part of Nigeria called Biafra, ganged up against our freedom, ganged up against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and proscribed the indigenous people of Biafra, the platform under which our leader was promoting Biafran restoration. And the Nigerian military were let loose on the lives of our brothers and sisters who stood very strong to fight for our freedom. As a result, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in his own time, EFIK-IBIBIO, with the gallant men and women who stand beside him to say that it is Biafra or death, it is Biafra or nothing. The Nigerian military invaded Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's house, and a lot of gallant Biafrans lost their lives. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saved. In fact, it is by the hands of EFIK-IBIBIO himself that he escaped death by whiskers. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saved after that invasion by the terrorist Nigerian state, because they wanted to take him away. They wanted to take him out of the picture. They wanted to derail the project. They wanted to make sure that Biafra never comes. But they don't know that the restoration of Biafra was God ordained. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu surfaced in Israel and asked EFIK-IBIBIO to give him 100 men because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have seen that without Biafra, you and I are dead. We are better dead without Biafra. And that is just the truth. Look at what is happening in that contraption called Nigeria today. Look at what is happening in Benue State. Look at what is happening in Southern Kaduna. Look at what is happening in Jos. The indigenous populations are left at the mercy of the terrorists. The Nigerian government do not care about their lives. Their lives never matter to them. That is why terrorists can invade their communities, kill people at will, displace indigenous population, and try to change the demography. When they change, they take you out from your communities. Then those who pursued you, the invaders will now occupy your land and your territory. In Benue State, half the population is an IDP camp, and their villages are now occupied by those who drove them out of their land. This was actually what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood against and was prevented from Biafra land.
Thank you.
Nigeria did not stop at that. They went to Kenya and kidnapped our leader in order to stop him from continuing this special mission sent by EFIK-IBIBIO for him to accomplish. And when our leader was kidnapped, a lot of Biafrans were heartbroken. But EFIK-IBIBIO sent now another Messiah, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has been able to stand very strong like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but this time around in a new dimension, whereby the terrorist Nigerian government are being confronted with the same equal measure that they have come to confront Biafrans. There was a country, wonderful people and lovers of freedom. That country is called Biafra, and it is the land of our ancestors, a land given unto us by EFIK-IBIBIO himself. It is the land of the free, a land of freedom, a land that is filled with milk and honey. There was a country, these people, they drove us out of our land. They made it possible that there was no roads in Biafra land. They made it possible that there are no industries in Biafra land. They made it possible that there are no light, no amenities in Biafra land, so that you and I can go outside and seek for all these goodies that ordinarily should be our right. And that is why you have wonderful Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world today, in America, in UK, in France, in Germany. It is because there was a country that the Nigerian government took away from us from functioning as a country. They pursued everybody out of that land of our ancestors. But now, we have been able to reunite again because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu created that unity. And now our people from the coastal line of Biafra now understand that the atrocities, the propagandas that were being carried out by the Nigerian news media against Biafran people were not true. It were all propaganda, and our people have now come to the realization that we are one people under God. They have now understood that Nigerian government were using this propaganda to continue to enslave us so that we can never rise up to fight for our freedom. And now that they have understood, everybody is now on board, courtesy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government, Neza. And that is why that country that was must be again in 2nd of December 2024. And that is the reason why, fellow Biafrans and wonderful people, you have to support the template of the Biafran Republic government in Ezai and that of the de facto in the homeland, headed by Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Have you voted for your self-referendum? If you have not voted, What are you waiting for? Have you taken this opportunity of giving your government, Biafran government, your loan, so that you can get 100% profit in return, and as well get a certificate of your participation in support of our government in order to prosecute this asymmetric war that the Nigerian government has declared on our people? Are you supporting the government through the donations that we have every Saturday in order to make sure that our war chest is beefed up against this terrorist Nigerian state who have used so many means in order to siphon money from Biafra land, from our natural resources, and make sure that they prosecute this war against our people? There was a country, and there must be a country. If you want Biafra to be restored, if you want Biafra to be declared and defended, this is the time, this is your opportunity to support it with everything that you've got. You have no reason to give an excuse. You have no reason not to support Biafra. You have no reason. As long as you earn, you have enough money in your bank account, you have no reason not to loan money to the Biafran government. The special IOU loan is for the benefit of Biafran people, and as well, you and your generation. You as a non-Biafran, you have an opportunity as well to make sure that you, if you want to be a citizen of Biafra, if you want to be a citizen, you can be a citizen by donation to the government. This is very, very important. You have to embrace it. It is now or never. Thank you so much, Brian. I yield my mic. Unfortunately, I may be on and off. That was why I couldn't accept the co-host. But while I'm here, you can co-host me so that I can help you run it out. When I'm out, I will inform you, sir. Thank you so much. Wonderful Biafrans. Please pick up the mic, make your submissions. There was a country, and there must be a country. That country is Biafra. It is your land. It is my land. It is the land of our ancestors. And we must do everything to protect it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I sent you co-host. I don't know. Did you get it?
I've not seen anything. I've not seen anything.
I know, yeah, and it seems that this is what they're doing to me. I have invited him to co-host. I invited Frank as well to co-host. I don't know. I found out they did the same thing last time I posted their thing. I think it has been my cross. They're putting a penalty on me. Whichever way, I'll keep on sending until you get. Understand? Yeah, thank you for this wonderful submission. You set it up. You hit the hammer on the nail. Dear friends, there's something I want us, because what we're here today is to remind us something, is to someday of who we are and state it categorically clear, so that people that think that we are just fighting for nothing, we get to reason with us. We are people of history, and we would like to state history the way it is, calling a spade and not a farm implement, because the children of God are whiter than white and whiter than snow, like our Orient used to say. I want to take up cast our mind back. In 1827, they said there was a treaty signed by Biafra and British. And in 1885, they said again, another treaty was signed by the same two people. Now I ask you, do treaties being signed by individuals to individuals? The answer is no. Can treaty be signed by ordinary state to state, like let's say Anambra, for example, to Lagos? The answer is no. Treaties only can be signed or being signed by country, nation to nation. they call treaty. It's an international terms, an agreement terms for nation to nation, sovereignty to sovereignty. Now the question is, this was signed in 1827. Then when were you amalgamated? You were amalgamated in 1914. Now, with our common sense, not to my brothers here, to you, Syrians, and to you, the Afro-Jats, and to you, the gullible Biafrans, the stupid ones that are sitting on the fence. Sorry for my use of word, but I don't care. Understand? Now, I asked you, you have brought this mathematics to your table, before you, 1827 and 1914, which year or numbers come first? From your own thinking faculty, for your own reasoning, do 1914 come first before 1827, or do 1827 come first before 1914? So if we may be right, Biafra, 1827 came before 1914. That 1914 was when the zoo was amalgamated. That was when the Biafrans was forcefully forced into a union we never accord to, we never agreed to, we were never summoned to, we were never converged to in 1914. Now, going back to that treaty, Biafrans and the world that hears to listening, we have been highly educated today that we have learned from you, and we have used it well, judicially, for Biafrans. Treaty is signed by countries to country for betterment of the country and their citizens. So in that case, how did they envisage Biafra? That is questions we keep wondering. How did the British envisage Biafra? Did they see us as a non-existing entity, or do they see us as like, for example, what's it called again? The Anambras, the old Anambra Ojimo state in the zoo, or do they see us as a country on its own? The question, the answer is yes. They saw us, they came and made us as an existing nation, like theirs, and an existing country like theirs, and as an existing people like theirs. And what defined my people? What defined a country? A country is defined as a people, a section of people that have a defined geographical location or area called their own, with a visible population of people or tribe under them that had a common interest. This definition is in a plain definition. I gave it to you, because I don't want to be using big grammar so that you will not understand. I'm using a layman English in this definition of this. This is what makes up a country. You must have a boundary we define as you want, a territory we define as you want, a language you have as you want, the existing people you have as you want, a of territory. So Biafra had this under their care. Biafra had this within them, and that was what made them a country. And when these people, British, came in, they saw all these things existing. A well-formed government that had their own rule of law, that had their own judicial system of governance, that has their own military, that has their own social, economical life, social, political life, so that has their everything intact. And said, wow, they look for a way, they look for a means to destabilize these people. They did not find. They came in. Can we move into trade with you people, please? They came with a long, with a good, sweet tongue. They came with a sweet, pampering word. They came looking innocent. As Biafrans, as people of God, we welcome foreigners, we welcome people, even when they have evil intention against us. It is this attitude, this life of us is embedded in me. Today, you cannot deny it that you don't in your various attitudes, in your various countries where you reside. People in Africa, Europe, Asia, Atlantic, Australia, North and South Americans, you can't deny it that you don't have that attribute in you in welcoming foreigners. This is something you can never deny. You can never run away from that because it's in you as a Biafra. It is in you. It is not you that created it. You do this when you don't even know you are doing it. It is the way you have been created. It is the way God created you because you are the original people. You are the originator of everything that are and everything that is and everything that will be and everything that will exist. That is who you are. God created you as an example. God created you as something to be emulated. God created you as a measure to be, as a forge ahead for every being to look upon. And as a son, as the first being that have been created, you care so much for the brothers. You care so much for people coming after. You care so much for strangers. You care so much for everything because your creator, your people told you so. To love, to accommodate. We never bear grudges in our heart. We never saw evil among our brothers or even foreigners. So out of our own weakness and kindness, we welcome our problem in our domain. We welcome British, not knowing that these people we welcome will turn to be doomed to people of Biafra. They will turn to backbite us. They will turn to fight us back. We welcome by ourselves the evil that fought us, and that evil is British. We welcome them in 1802. So these people lived for 25 years. It took them 25 years to try to break us. 25 years after they came, during 25 years, they saw the goodness and good things of people of Biafra. They saw the goodness and good things in the country of Biafra. They saw the soil. They saw the benefit. They saw how productive we are. They saw how they strengthened us. They saw how accommodating and communicating we are. They saw how loving and cheerful we are. They saw how we love our God and worship our God. They saw the good thing in us. They tried to break those things. They could not do it. And when they could not do that, they seek for treaty. Let us trade, please. And in those days, most of the most commodity that's been on in the international market is bronze and the rest of it. And those bronze and those things that move the market, the bronze and metal they use as currencies of the world is in Biafra. Biafra has to Portuguese with bronze, which they use them in their currency to trade. The Biafra, the craftsmen of Biafra land have so much with it. We move into one of the treaties in trading with the British. We will change. This is say we will give you the model way of arms and the rest for you to defend your threat. To forge ahead armies and the rest. We think we are dealing with human beings and ask the interests of people I don't know the word we used to qualify them. We signed the treaty, trade was moving on. On seeing how profitable this was, the people who fed turned to buy crops. The dog who fed turned to buy crops. What did they do? Out of greed and covetousness, the profit that was coming and other things that was coming from the land, the British rose. They decided to determine the market, how it's being sold, and the price that will be there. And even at that, they decided what to give to us. And people said, no, you don't tell us what to do in our land. You don't ask us to pay you tax on our product. They try to find a way to break the weakness among us, to push them. Because the Biafra land, the system of government in Biafra land is not one that one person will arrive. It's not the indirect system in the north that the Afonja and the Yoruba and the Hausa land, and one person will determine and everybody will mutually follow them. That is why in Biafra, anybody can raise something that will bring development to the community, and when people look at it, they'll pass it. And once you move, people will second to it. That was the first time, the beginning of the fight. Until that, after that, many things started to come out from the Biafra land. Why I'm stating this is to spread the people that think that what we are doing here today is by we are forcing ourselves to have a nation. No, when we are once a nation, we stood ourselves. Somewhat people that were on their 2 feet, on their 2 legs. We had our 2 legs marching for now. And let me break small. United States of Biafra, please. I will allow you to make submission before I continue. Because I saw your hand. Make a submission before I continue. Yes, sir.
Okay, go. Good morning, fellow Biafrans. It's a pleasure to be here, Mr. Brian. I thank you for the great job you're doing. It's a very wonderful topic that you have here. I want to give special greetings to our leader, Mazen Ambikano, who has awakened the consciousness of humanity, and also our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. I want to thank him for sustaining this fire and taking us to a new dimension. And we understand that this is not an easy fight, and it is also a worthy fight. Biafra is a just cause. Biafra is a cause that, that is very valid. There is cause for a fight to retain and regain our identity. Injustice have been done to us, done to our generation, done to our ancestors. Yes, indeed, there was a country, Biafra, and that is evidence in the 2 treaties that you mentioned. This is not a joke. When some people think that Biafra is just something that is an incident that happened in 1967 or 1966. Okay, it wasn't. Biafra is who we were, and this was a civilization that existed, that had international recognition, that even Britain had 2 treaties, and this is just because that is the one that the record has not been destroyed. Those people destroyed a lot of things, a lot of evidence, of who we were. You remember when they invaded the temple, Arochukwu temple, they destroyed everything about our religious worship, our connection to our God, our connection to our ancestors. They tried to remove every footprint of our existence as a suffering people. So these are a lot of crimes that was done to us by the British. And, today, some people who embrace Nigeria, they don't understand how this thing called Nigeria came to exist. That people who had an agreement, who signed 2 treaties with a country, later invaded your country. The same thing that they are condemning Russia today, they are alleging that Russia is invading Ukraine. Of course, we know that Ukraine is not even an organically created entity. Okay, but that is not our argument to make here. But the point is this: that Britain invaded Biafra. Britain invaded Biafra and destroyed the sovereignty of Biafra. So Britain is a worse criminal and a worse that is indicted than what they are accusing Russia of in Ukraine. So they invaded us, destroyed our civilization, destroyed our culture, invaded our land because of their covetousness. And it is very funny that today Britain, they give us Anglican Church, and every day they teach us the 10 Commandments. They say, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not covet what belongs to thy neighbor, thy neighbor's wife, or thy neighbor's children, or thy neighbor's this. But they are the one that coveted everything that we had, and they went, and in order to take what belongs to us, just like we read when David coveted the wife of Uriah and had, committed sin with her, and in order to cover his sin, he also killed the man by sending him to the war, for the hottest part of the war. This is exactly what they did. After taking what belongs to, in order to do that perfectly, they had to destroy us. They had to, even in 1967, when we tried to say, okay, let's go back to, to pick up the pieces of ourselves, they still came and murdered more than 5 million of our children. They initiated the highest level of blockade and economic starvation. They use every strategy to continue to press us down. They find the weak links, the weak ones among us. Even today, they continue to intensify this fight against us. They use every available means, using the criminals among us. If you just watch what has happened in Imo State, just what I saw right now, a woman, a place that people are having a christening occasion, that the terrorist occupation military that they call Nigeria Army went there and vandalized the village. You see the footprint of Boko Haram there. And you see that these people are not a military to protect anybody. These are terrorist forces of the British. And they are there. Even now they have changed the color of their skin. Yes, but it is still the same modus operandi, showing you every activity of this terrorist in uniform that shows you the presence of the Britain. And they continue to back them, continue to enable them, continue to encourage them, and they continue to make cases for them and justify the crimes that they commit against our people. So there was a country called Biafra, and they must be restored back. So when you look at all this, you know that there is a reason that we must restore our identity, we must restore our sovereignty, because there is no way else we can survive as a people without Biafra, without restoring our identity, without restoring this identity. It is not an option. It is not optional. It is a must. It's something that must have to be done. Otherwise, we all will be decimated. Their intention has never been in any way to have trade with us. They want to annihilate us, to take over what belongs to us. And they are willing to go at any length. That is why when you hear these things, they reaffirm this decision when people like Barack Obama tells you that keeping Nigeria one is a task that must be done. You don't know that that statement is a subtle statement, is a euphemism for saying that if it takes genocide of all the entire race of Biafrans to make it Nigeria one, that they are willing to make it happen. People don't understand what that kind of statement means. It's a task that must be done at all costs. That is the part that they are omitting. At all costs. And you continue to see it happen. That they are doing everything to annihilate Biafrans, doing everything to annihilate indigenous people in that geographical sphere that they have gerrymandered and now called it Nigeria. Now, these same people, just like I will ask them, if those people that created this concentration camp, extermination camp, if they wanted it to be a place for people who, or they had any form of dignity or any form of respect for you that claims to be a Nigerian today, do you think that they will not have found any better name to call that nonsense place? They decided to call it Nega area. An area of darkness. The only thing they found is a name that is a small, and they show you that they are not hiding their spite for you. They are not hiding their disdain for you. And it's unfortunate that today those people have accepted the disdain of the British of invaders. Okay, and today they are calling themselves proud Nigerians. And then they use them against the people who have come to light and said, we cannot be this thing that they call us. We are a people. We know who we are. And we want to retain our identity. We want to go back to who we were and who our fathers are. And under this name, just like when a time in the scripture, you read about a man called, what's his name? The one that does Jabez. Jabez realized that the name that he was called is a small name. That is a name that brings Jabez. Yes, Jabez. Jabez. Yes. And he realized that this name is a name that brought misfortune, a name that represents evil, a name that represents backwardness, a name that represents curse. And he said, God, change this name. And he made effort to move away from that name. That is the same thing that is happening. When an enemy wants to destroy you, they give you a small name. They name people area of darkness. How can you expect a light when you have accepted that you are darkness? And now look at us, the people of light, the people from the land of the rising sun. They put us in a dark area and to cover our light. They know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. This is not an accident. It is a calculated strategy of war. They are even very diabolic people. They know that these people are the people of light. They know that this is the big place, the land of the rising sun. They know the history about the men, the three wise men that came from the east to bear witness of the birth of the Savior. And they know that this is the people of letter, people that are well read. And they deliberately want to cover this light. And they are doing everything. That is why they say it's a task that must be done. And that is why we have to reverse it and saying that restoration of Biafra is a task that must be done. At all cost, whatever it takes, we must restore Biafra. Because these enemies are not going to relent. They are giving everything to make sure that they annihilate our people. And the only problem I have today, just like the scripture will say, that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Our people are ignorant. And then in some cases, you say that my people are destroyed because they rejected knowledge. Now, this message, this knowledge of who we are has come. The Biafra Republic government has come. The Prime Minister has come with truth, doing everything he's doing in the public space. Not like the people who are telling you that they're hiding everything they're doing. You don't know what they're doing. Somebody calls himself, what is his name? He powerless. You don't know his face. Someone calls himself Chinasa. You don't know their face. But some of our people see Simon Ekpa, whose everything about him is in the opening his doors into the public. He has not hidden anything. He is accountable. You can check his profile, his track record, everything. But why is it that some people have seen the light, refuse to embrace the light? Our people, we have an umbrella, we have this ship that is taking us to a destination, Biafra, and the roadmap is there. It is time for our people to come under this umbrella and do the needful. There's no need for us to be running around deceiving ourselves. It is time for our people to do something right for once in their life. And stop being gullible. Stop being gullible. You cannot continue to allow those people who don't like you. Look at the man called Obasanjo coming to tell Igbos to think twice. That the best thing is not only that he claims he loves Igbo. The same man that single-handedly destroyed Ibito's business, destroyed his license, destroyed our industries that were working prior to war, destroyed our seaports, made sure that we don't have international airports, blockaded us economically, after killing our people. The same man that ordered the genocide and massacre of our people in OD and several other places. These people continue to divide us. Come and tell our brothers, you are not Igbo, you are not this, you are not that. You know, they are doing everything to make sure that we are divided, because they know that once we are divided, they can be able to conquer us. Why can't we now realize this and understand the time like the children of Issachar who understood the time? There's time for us to understand the time and do what is right. God has given us a savior in Mazin Namdekana. God has given us a savior in Simon Ekpa. It is time for us to do something right. Yes, we have done One Nigeria for many years. You have done IPOB for more than 12 years under these criminals who deceived our leader, who are there. Now, let me even ask you, today you see all the contacts and all the conversations that our Prime Minister has with the lobby efforts and the lobby fame and the United States. Everything is happening. Show me any conversation that happened during the $120 million, $120,000. $80,000 that they were taking for our leader, Mazin Namdekano, during those years that they would say they were having lobby. Show me what they achieved by their lobby then. Show me any conversation. Today we have a result. How many have our prime minister posted in a very short period of time? In less than a month. Now, compare it to what has happened before. Where is the person they call Tinasa? Where is the person they call Chike Doziem? How many times have he spoken to you? What is he saying? Are they doing right now in restoring Biafra? Our people have sense. What we need is fund. We are people. God has blessed us and scattered you in several places. Like God has placed a woman called Esther. Esther was a woman, but he knew what was right, and she did the needful. There was a person called Mordecai who was guiding her. Today, now you are there in the United States, you are there in UK, you are there in different European countries, you're in Africa, everywhere you are, God has put you there at this point in time for you to be able to support Biafra, to save the lives of your people. Look at what is happening in Imo State. Look at how they are coming and invading your people. But you have the capacity to stop it. You have the government, you have the manpower. You can do something to protect your people. How long are we going to continue to watch our people and being destroyed by the invaders? I want to tell you that is a billionaire, evil billionaire there, pretending that you don't know what's happening. These people are dying because of you. And their blood is going to be brought upon your head. God is going to ask you questions. Because you see your brothers and sisters being murdered, being massacred, and you are doing nothing. When you have a government, you have an institution, you have a Biafra Liberation Defense Forces that are there, men and women who have sacrificed themselves, who have volunteered to do the needful. But they need to be funded, they need to be supported with the right equipment that will give them the capacity to effectively ward off these terrorists from our land. But you are not doing it. You are believing people who are making up stories against a man that has brought every level of transparency. It is only the food when he is eating that you don't even, what is left for our prime minister is to post the food he's eating online to tell you the level of transparency in this government. Everything, including the cabinet meeting, everything is online there for everybody to see. You can see the referendum, you can see everything happening. What more do you want? What more do you need to be told? All you Thomas. What more do you need? What more do you need? Do you need him to cut his neck and pull the blood and show you before you see that this young man is here for his people and is willing to do everything for his people? What more do you need to know that this is the right step in the right direction? Can't you see the reaction from the enemy's camp? Can't you see that the enemies are panicking? If it is not doing something right, why are the enemies panicking? Why can't we put our resources together? Why can't we make use of all the things that our ancestors have kept to us, all those words of wisdom that our ancestors have given, the encoded messages that they preserve, that British could not destroy? Our ancestors hid their wealth of knowledge in our Igbo adage. Every day you entertain yourself with Igbo adage in beer parlors, thinking these adage are not meant for beer parlors. They're not meant for you when you are drinking your hero, or you're drinking your life, or you're drinking palm wine. No. These are coded messages that their ancestors are wisdom that they dropped so that you can use it and continue to meditate on it. Bible says that this book of law shall not depart out of your mouth. These adages our ancestors gave us. These are the scriptures that they gave us that we must meditate on every day. And in meditating on these adages, we will have wisdom. And we will know what is right to be done. Have you thought about what that means? Have you thought what that means? And there are many more. We have everything necessary for our people to succeed as a people. We are a civilization. So our people must come together. We must rise up. We must rise up. We must rise up. We must rise up and do the needful. That is as you know, a word is enough for a wise. It is time that our people should have sense. Our Igbo Union. What are you doing there? Calling yourself Igbo Union. You're doing Igbo Union under Nigeria. Who told you cannot do your Igbo Union under Biafra, who you really are? You want the terrorists in uniform, they come and they kill your people. They come to a place, someone is naming their children, and they burn all the equipment of the DJ there. They destroyed everything of that. Without young woman there, what did she do to deserve what is happening to her? In the north, where you have Boko Haram, the terrorists that are killing, that massacre more Nigerian soldiers, have you ever seen any of their places invaded? Have you ever seen it? And you are there and you are going through this humiliation. And you call yourself a one Nigeria as an Igbo man. What is wrong with you? If he said Nandekano is insulting you, how do you want him to talk to you? How else do you need to be spoken to? Since we spoke to you, speak to you in diplomacy, we use Ade to speak to you, we use sign language to speak to you. How else do you want this communication to happen? Oh my God, my heart is bleeding. My heart is bleeding. My heart is bleeding. It is a shame that we are going through all this. Look at the humiliation that our people are going through. Look at the humiliation we are going through every day. My people, if you don't know that you are in endangered species, know it today. Know it today that you have been marked out for destruction. When they say that keeping Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Everything, the only thing that they need to keep Nigeria one is to destroy you. You are the sacrificial lamb. You are the one that they kept on the spike to make Nigeria one. That is what is happening. You must be destroyed. That is it. But you are there doing Igbo Union. When you are raising funds and you are sending to a confused man called P2B. Every year he is confused. He comes from vice president, he wants to president. Every year he continues to confuse you. What have you achieved? Can you put even 5% of this thing? Why can't you pursue and become who you are? Look at it. There was a country. The people that are telling you today want you, they love you, and the same people killing you. The same people who refuse that you will have life. Even in that Nigeria, they refuse that you cannot even have ordinary people that other people have. Ordinary, you want to go to overseas, you have to go to Yoruba land. You have to go to Hausa land before you can travel out. And you are there calling yourself a human being and calling yourself a Nigerian. That is a humiliation. And then they will put their terrorists on the way along the way to kill you. They refuse even for you to have airport. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not ashamed of yourself? And you will come online. The only thing you do is to try to disparage Simon Ekpa, a young man who has gone to Finland and put so much in there that even the Finland respects him so much. A man who has given so much for the Igbo identity, given so much to Nigeria. But he now realized that my people are endangered. He realized that this thing I am doing is not helping matters. He is a man that has an empowerment scheme to give his people in poverty. But he realized that the only thing that can solve this problem is having a government that will speak for his people. Why can't you join him today and do what is right? Please, my people, this is one thing that you can do and you will get it right forever. You get it right. Your ancestor, he has done everything. He will go to the histories, tell you the history of Israel. He's spoken about the history of Finland. He's given you the history everywhere. He has brought everything to show you that this cause is justified and this is the right thing to do. Even Israel never even had a defined territory when they were fighting. But today they have a state. And some of you want to be like them. Don't you think that you can even become more? At least you have a defined geographical location. You have a people. You have identity. There is a cause to fight. My brother, my sister, giving your children identity, giving your children a foreign identity, like giving them a citizen in America, giving them birth in UK, cannot save them. Your name Nefu. How many of you can your children come back in this place? Can you bring them back in that they are Nigeria? You're doing one Nigeria. You're in Igbo, you are in London doing Igbo Union under one Nigeria. But your children cannot come back to that your Nigeria. Are you not ashamed that after Guinea-Fu, your daughter cannot come back? Your dad cannot come back. You are sharing you're giving your children in marriage in a foreign land. This is a taboo because you cannot come to your homeland, and you're not ashamed. How come we have lost track of our culture? Madam on Lagos, you're not ashamed. But you are telling somebody that he's in Finland declaring Biafra. He's in a foreign land fighting for his freedom. But what about you that is in a foreign land, is in a foreign land? Are you not ashamed of yourself? Is that not a taboo? How can you give your child a pound one in a foreign land? How can you be eating G in a foreign land? Someone is fighting so that this nonsense can stop, so that you can be in your land of your ancestor and have a connection with your ancestor and be able to do things according to the way of your ancestor, so that your ancestor can be happy with you. And you have a mouth to say he is fighting for freedom in a foreign land. Let me tell you, Nehemiah fought for his freedom of his people in a foreign land. When he was in a foreign land, he thought about going to rebuild the temple of Jerusalem. That is the same thing that Simon Epa is doing today. You are in church as a pastor, you are talking against Simon Epa, saying rubbish. But every day you are preaching about Nehemiah, you are preaching about Moses. Shame on you. You must be out of your mind. You are a hypocrite. You are preaching about Joshua. You are preaching about Joshua. But you are talking about this people. Do you know that the church of old, that they brought money to support Nehemiah to rebuild the temple of Jerusalem? How much have you contributed as a pastor in Redeem? As a pastor, an Igbo pastor in Redeem, as Igbo pastor having a own church, as Igbo pastor in Anglican, how much have you contributed to rebuild your own Jerusalem? Biafra is your own Jerusalem. If you don't know it today. You are here to give us adulterated message in the name of your preaching. What do you think that Jesus represented? Jesus was fighting for freedom. He came that he will set free the captives. Are we not captives in Nigeria? When God said to Moses, from where did Moses start his agitation and his fight? From a foreign land. So, and God said, Moses, go and tell Pharaoh, let my people go. The message of Moses and the message of Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa, what's the difference? Tell me what is the difference. You hypocrites who don't know what you are preaching. Criminals that are making money from the pain and suffering of our people. The same thing goes for their counterpart. Look at an idiot coming and telling us that the APC must take over Abia State. He's not talking about how his people can be, life of his people be improved. These criminals, we have allowed them to defecate our space for a very long time. The land of Biafra must destroy you, must reject you. All you evil men and women. The land has risen against you. And the Bible says, if the foundation be destroyed, what shall the righteous do? What shall the righteous do? The righteous is not the person going to the church or a building and every Sunday. That's not the righteous. The righteous is a man that saw that his people are in pain and the people are being tortured, that the people are going through all manner of inhuman treatment, and he reasoned up to give all that he has to defend his people. Not the man that is collecting tithe every Sunday. Not the man that is collecting giving Holy Communion. That he doesn't even understand what he's doing. You are there every day. You love the fact that people are coming there when they have common headache, they cannot buy paracetamol. And you give them water to drink in the place of paracetamol. I have no issue with you, but I have issue with you trying to tell me that these things are what we should do, and you're talking against people who are bringing real solution for our people. So our people, it is time. Some people are donating thousands of dollars to give EFIK-IBIBIO to build a factory, to build a place where people will come and pray to God for work. But then because we cannot put this money to build a factory where our people can actually be able to get job and improve their lives. You are praying for work, but you are not building factory. Will God manufacture work for you from the air? You don't know that for you to be able to even have a control to build even that factory, you need a government. Now, when you build a factory, someone will come that hates you, will come and destroy all of them, like what is happening in Enugu. They're destroying everything. So the first thing to do is to have a government that speaks for you. Control your territory, make your policy that the people will be the one to make. I am telling you, just the Bible says that even the stone will rise. The stone has risen. That's why the idiots are telling us, your leaders, you have leaders. When you that call yourself a governor cannot do what you're supposed to do, those people you call miscreants, they have risen. They are the stones that the scripture was talking about. The stones will rise up and praise Jah. And today, the ordinary people have risen. The people you call stone. That's why the scripture says the stone that the builders rejected have become the cornerstone. And that is what is happening. So my people, do not allow them to shame you, to call you names they call you. Of course, today they cannot call us miscreants anymore because they are the real miscreants. The real miscreants are the people who are collecting billions, who are going for a fellow man to pass through their anus for them to have political relevance. They are the real miscreants. The real miscreants are the people who are today. We are now giving them balls. Today, some of them in the red cap are now realizing that they have been held at gunpoint. It took the courage of Simon Ekpa to make you in your red cap to realize that over the years you've been held by gunpoint. Did you ever agree? No. But you claim that you are running democracy. You've been telling us that you're running democracy. You've been telling us that sit at home is evil, that sit at home is a tantamount to destroying the economy of your people. But today, you are you realize that sit at home is saving lives. That's why you recommend sit at home. Today, it takes the courage of Simon and the courage of Mazen Namdekano for you to come out to say on the television that over the years that you've been held at gunpoint, but you've been claiming that this is a democracy. How come today you are now realizing that it is at gunpoint that you're held in Nigeria? So, our people, we must maintain our position. Anything you are doing, I want you to not just fight for this freedom. When you are donating, donate with anger. Don't just do this because that is when somebody is looking at you for you to fail. When somebody is calling your name, trying to shame you, you tell them that you cannot become like what they say. I go to spaces and see how people are calling our people names. Oh my goodness. We must get this Biafra. If not for anything, for all those people that have called us names, I want to see them to bury their faces buried in their shame. Thank you very much. Their hands are up. But honestly, I can run but anyway.
The state of Biafra. Thank you. I saw the radio about this country, Biafra. We all are feeling rage because the man they cannot just come and put somebody from his land and watch that and watch that, expect that person to fold his or her head. And he cannot just come and beat the child and expect that child not to cry. You cannot just come and steal what belongs to the child and expect him or her not to come after you. I feel the rage. Thank you, brother, for that. Without wasting much time, also, please, omit yourself and give us submission. Thank you. Also, are you there?
I'm here. Good morning. Thank you very much, Master Brian, and thank you very much, our lovely brother, for that outspoken, submission. We so much appreciate. I learned a lot. Actually, I have a question. My question here is like, does it mean that even if the British has succeeded in wiping these histories of ours, you know, in their so-called geographical zone, or what they call it. So does it mean that since Biafra has been existed, you know, before the British even came, and like here where I reside in Portugal, I have met some Portuguese, like my boss and other people, who also confirmed, even when I told them about Biafra, he even told me that he had Biafra in Gemma at home. So I was, that got me more interested, and I was sometimes in other places, some other majority people, when I meet them, they ask me, I try to tell them about Biafra, and then sometimes they ask me, what is Biafra, you know, and then I try to put them through. So what my question is being directly to this way, that even if the British or the Nigerian terrorist state has succeeded in wiping away this our history, it doesn't mean that in other parts of the world, while it doesn't mean that our history can't be taught in other parts of the world too, like, you know, like what happened, how we, you know, at least some other people, or is it that they have succeeded in wiping it away totally, like they shouldn't teach it in any history, in any school, in any part of the world, even apart from Nigeria? So that is my question. I want to know, is it the case here? Because even if Nigerian terrorist state has succeeded in wiping away this our history, at least it should be taught in, it should have been taught in Gabon, it should have been taught in South Africa, it should have been taught in other parts of the world. So, and why is it that people are silent and nobody is talking about our great and sovereign nation that has been in existence, that has its roots and has
No, so thank you. JD Walker, I recognize your presence. Thank you for coming. I will just take up your question first before JD Walker coming. Yeah, no, so let me just take I pick up your question. You said one of the question is this. First of all, your question includes before the British came, does it mean that we have been there? Then another one was this. Why is it our history was not being taught in other parts of the world? So let me just you thank God you are in Portuguese. Now let me just tell you, before British came in 1802. 1802. Before the 1802, within the 17th centuries, Portuguese were in Biafra. And that is where we traded prunes with them. That is why that man told you, the Portuguese told you that yes, there was a Biafra, that he used the money in Gemma. And that was when the Portuguese came to Biafra man. They were marveled with what they saw in Biafra. They said, wow, this place is even bigger and more beautiful and more developed than Lisbon. Lisbon, I believe, is the capital of Portugal, right? So this was what came out from their mouth. And we had a lot of trade, even the sugarcane and the rest of things. And we helped the Portuguese in the bronze metal that has to do with their currencies then. In mixed meeting, yeah. So that is the history, how we traded with the Portuguese then. I said it was fair trade because they know that they were not able to use that power to oppress us. So I'm just trying to clear that section for you. Then what happened? How did the British came? So they now came, you know, during those golden days, it's just like a fight of who will be dominant. If I kill you, I move you out of the way, I dominate the market. I dominate the market yet. Then the British now came in 1802. Now this now takes me to your question. Does it mean that our culture and our things about the Biafra cannot be taught in other parts of the world? The question is, the answer is yes. It cannot be taught in other parts of the world. Why? Because it is not your territory. You cannot learn about your territory from other people from outside. People that never wanted it to exist. People that destroy it will never. Just like Alexander the Great of Egypt. Everything that concerned the Kemite was totally gone down to zero that their history they cannot learn about the Alexander the Great of the Egypt, and Egyptians will not know that they are not the very people, they are the millennial dead, which is number one people who always use blood before these people we see today. So if you are expecting foreigners to tell you or put in their curriculum about you're totally mistaken, because you are not part of the land. You are not in their country. You have no jurisdiction within their constitution and everything. They owe you nothing to tell you about your history. You are the people that have been conquered. And when your enemy conquer you, they don't conquer you to leave trace for you to find who you are. It is left for you, the people that were conquered, to trace, to back, to put pieces, to put together your pieces and pass on your feet. And how do you do that? And how do you put together your piece? It is through the people that were left in the land, the old ones that were left or that were present. They keep passing it one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. Don't think that they have forgotten. No. Until after the December 2nd, many things are in Biafra land were wrought. Even the ones that have been closed before the eyes of the men, before us, there is something that God, our people, blind us now that we cannot see. But once the country is restored, you're asking yourself, how come this thing is in my backyard? How come this thing can be excavated from here? How come this one can be excavated from here? Understand? So if you are expecting your history or something to be done elsewhere, it is far. The British cleaned up everything. That's why they gave you education. That's why they gave you politics. Politics is what they brought. The education is what they brought. They wrote constitution for you. Even the law, the major book of the law today is called Westminster's Law. All over the world, it's not the Britain. Understand? That is why before the Britain, before English, before the general Lingua Franca used by the world, the Greeks was there. But the fact that Britain came and defeated Greeks, Greece, no longer use Greeks, they now put English forward. And remember that English was coming from Latin. English did not just come on its own. What did they do? They killed the Latin where they got the word English from. Understand? And this thing, for example, they took it to Romans. Understand? The Romans, when they conquered the whole empire during their own time, that they started establishing, they called the Greek law, they also called Roman Catholic. Now, what can you ask yourself? Can Roman Catholic, when it comes to Biafra, one can't be Biafra Catholic, one can't be German Catholic, one can't be Ethiopia Catholic, one can't be France Catholic. No, they put it, they stamp it so that they become only Roman Catholic. They don't tell you that they will not allow you to come to their land. Now, Romans will not allow you to come to their land and live according to your own law. You must come and live according to their law. And they will not allow you to come to their land and implement you and tell your history. You don't tell your history in a foreign land. You must tell your history in your land. And this is very difficult for us to do so because we are people that we are conquered. We are people that we are amalgamated. We are people that were subdued. We are people that was forced into marriage. You know that never wanted. We are people that were oppressed. We are people that are enslaved. Until you destroy the foundation, until you destroy the cage, until you destroy the roof, until you destroy the arms, until you bombard or pursue or destroy or whatever you use to put those are in hand, the evil people that are standing before you, only then that you can be able to tell the story about you. And this is what our government is doing now. Forcefully telling it by social media, forcefully moving government to government, reminding them we were once a country. You know it, and you have the fact, and we have the fact. And when now they find out that we have the fact, and we thank God now for this is the 21st century, there is a modern technology. We now giving it voice everywhere now. The world has become, as the world has become tired of us because of our resilience, because of our doggedness, because we refuse to die, because we refuse to give up, because we have not resurrected that which has been buried. So that is why now, that's why, see, for example, like I use Romans. Romans will tell you that if you're in Rome, you must behave like Romans.
the same one will come back to your land and live like room in your land, not like you, not like people of your land. What does that tell you? They want to show you superiority. They want to tell you that they were on top of you. And there is nothing you can do to Britain. Their government, their monarch has this immunity. The immunity that they can never be sued. That monarch, Queen Elizabeth, before he died, to the president, King Charles, you can never sue him. He's not suable to any law court, to any ICC. You can never in the world sue them. This is what they call power. They impose it on other countries. That is why our genocidal war can never be decided in ICC because of people that are involved in it. Because British is a practical field. They do it as in unfolding it is to drag them, and you cannot drag them. You don't know. The same Britain out of authority is being exercised in other parts of the world. Before the Queen died, and the same thing has passed to the King, is a face. He is a face of any country, or she was a face of any country she traveled without passport. She will come to your country, enter the nation without passport. She is a passport. She is a living passport. Now the King Charles has taken over. She is a living passport. So my brother, I don't want to take much time because JT is here to explain that. I believe I have made just something to that. Thank you. JT, thank you very much. Thank you. JT, please take over the mic.
Let the United States bring whatever he wanted to add on, then I'll go because I will take a bit of the time.
Okay, United States, you make a contribution before JT take off. United States, are you there? I don't know today, you know, the space gave me punishment that I never co-host anybody. I even took co-host to you. I think you didn't, you have not seen it, right? So
no,
you have not seen it, right?
No, there's nothing in it.
Yeah, that is what they have been doing me for this, because after I came back, so I mean, once I open space, I become everything. So since United States is not here, it's not yet big. Okay, solution. You can go on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our host, Brian Williams. Thank you so much for bringing us together here today on our program. And our topic says there was a country called Biafra and must be restored back. Hashtag support Prime Minister. Of course. I greet everyone on space tonight. Greetings to our brother, United States Nonso, Simon Ekwa Edozie, Frank, our own, Obi Chicago, Eminike Shinadum, Dr. David Nana, let me put that doctor as everyone else have been calling. Biafra activist, our minister, Otu Mwamuanya, the watchdog of the Brgie, Biafra Free Energy Tech, Shimon, Shima Okorosa Williams, Amu Shehudo, Shinedu, Ochoko Shinadum, as a been here, Betula Mason, Biafra First Lord, Mazi Okechukwu, also Mazi Okonkwo, Egigwe, Naegigwe, my brother. Osadebe Biafra, Samoneko and the Stella, Benowabo, Freedom for All, Austin Uku USB, Ordinamwa, and there's a lot of people. Victor is there, the 18 British victim, Shiso. There's a lot of people here. Please, guys, if you have never done so, GG Wonder, my brother, welcome. If you have never done so, just go through your wall right now. Just take 5 seconds. Go through your wall. See if you have shared this space, please. Just check. Thank you very much for checking. Please, if you haven't done so, just share the space. Let our people in. Every space that our people are hosting is our space. Is the government space. So we have to come there, make useful contribution, and do whatever we need to do. This fight is in all fronts. Both on the ground, the gallant men and women of the BDF, they are there doing the needful. Wherever we are fighting the terrorist Islamic State of Nigeria. This point, everyone has to have it in their mind. These people, they are following us everywhere we go. We will never relent. The fight must continue, and we will win this battle, because they will never win us. This is not 1967 to 70, just like the Prime Minister have said. They will never win this fight. Biafra is here already. I thank everyone that's here. That's on our space tonight, sorry. First of all protocol observed. I say greetings to our leader, Mazin Nandi Kano, for making us be here again. Where you stop is where we picked it up from. Not the other of your radio that criminals have kidnapped, and then they're dishing out nonsense. And like our brother, United States quite rightly said. He says he's talking about the criminal Abbas in Kuwait and what have you. These people, what have these people done? Not only that, they know this. What have that criminal, what's his name? I forget that is a criminal name. What have that man done? All this while, Onyendu have been paying them $80,000 a month. They share the money, just like what the criminal politicians are doing in Abuja. What they do is share money, share money, share money, share money. Remember when she said it? It wasn't like it's a joke. People think that, sometimes they've conditioned our people, although not Biafran people, the one so-called gullible Nigerians, they have conditioned their mind to believe anything the politicians. Let me tell you something. They are actually seeing the politicians as a semi-god. United States, they are actually seeing.
The person is what's it called?
Thank you so much, my brother. They are seeing this so-called one Nigerian idiots. They are actually seeing these politicians as a semi-god. I'm being honest with you, and they enjoy that. You know why? Because the stolen money that they're getting from the government of the terrorist state, what they do, they pile up this money, ship them overseas, buy this. That's why whenever you come to them, they always want this SUV. Did you see the one that was arguing with someone one certain time ago that he doesn't like sedan cars? He likes SUV because of the road. Aren't you the people that have to fix the road? He wants SUV so that they will be budgeting. They will budgeting a lot of money for these idiots to go and buy SUV so that when they come to the village, everybody will gather with their own PA and police and mobile. One person, will have like 4 police officers, one mobile, one GSS, body written on their badges, and then they will start throwing money from the window and of the car and what have you, and people will be rushing. This is what they like, just like what their counterpart is doing in the north. I live in the north very well. I schooled there. This is the same thing they do. In the morning, you will see a so-called Alhaji in front of his house. You will see hundreds, not 10, hundreds of Alamajiri in front of their house, knocking out this little, and they have people that are leading them to there, apart from the ones that scatter all over the streets. And even the most surprising thing is that most of these young kids, most of them they are not from the Niger area to start with. Most of them they're from Niger and Chad. They will turn up in the front of and then you will see someone. And these people, to see how this is organized, they have people cooking for these large people to feed these people. Only one person will have the money that a state will earn. They will happily grab the whole thing, collect the whole money, and then they will keep on dishing it out to people. Just look at an example of our Prime Minister. Our Prime, we all know that our Prime Minister is a philanthropist. This man, for a very long time, he has been giving money and aiding people in his own community, where he came from in Ebonyi State. He did this for a very long time, not just in Ebonyi State. He spent thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars trying to help people out because of the downturn. You can see the downturn. You will see people that ordinarily, when they get sick, just like our brother United States said, when they get sick, they don't even have money to buy medicine. We're not even talking about people going to the hospital or not hospital, going to the doctor first. Because here where we are, where I live, if you have any issue or something, you first go to the doctor. You go to the medical center, and then the doctor now will recommend if you need to go to the hospital. The only time you can be able to, like we all know, you can be able to ring the emergency is if something is critical. That's when you ring emergency. That's why it's called emergency. But no, in the terrorist state, what they do, who have a headache and then maybe they are shaking or something, it might be something that's something can cure. But then they have to go to what? Run to the hospital. You go there, the hospital is clogged up, and the hospital is nothing there. There's no bed. There's nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. People that is working in the hospital, they will be and selling wares in the hospital. This thing that I'm telling you, I'm quite sure. I'm very, very 100% of what I'm telling you. And I will see, and then even they will be bringing something, you know, maybe their kids, they're the one that is cook those food or whatever in the morning, and then you see people like that working in the hospital. I put in here, they don't know. This is where they're supposed to take care of the sick people, isn't it? No one is getting anything. Let me put you in. How want to go man in the hospital? How want a man inside the hospital? Just the hospital we are talking about. So, you know, the atrocities and things that is going on in the terrorist state is just unbelievable. Honestly speaking, it will not even be enough. The only solution and answer to all these problems that we are talking about here is the coming of the independent state of Biafra. Full stop. That is what is going to, just like what the United States you have just mentioned. This what to do. This is only there are a couple of weeks ago, you remember, he was talking about sit at home. This is the only sit at home that he's going to sanction, and the one that is going to be of benefit to the so-called. You can imagine an idiot. He is claiming that being a representative from this. Oh my God, I gave these people. I gave pipe. Oh my, these people. I cannot wait. I got these people more than what I want to see. Look at that idiot. Who is this man? When you go here a couple of months ago, I'm not even talking about years. Whenever they come and then they get little money from the caliphate, you will see them jumping up and down like squirrel. To come and tell us, we the Biafra, the smart people, that's not as a representative. Look at that idiot calling himself a representative. Calling himself a representative. The Prime Minister of Biafra is the one that gives you that platform for you even get the impetus to stand up and start yapping or disgracing yourself and continuing users in the social media. These are non-entities. These are common criminals. Do you remember last time, long time ago, very, very long time ago, something happened within the so-called house, either Senate or House, National Assembly, whatever. They started jumping fences, these idiots. They started jumping fences. Criminals. These are retired criminals. Their opportunity. And you are eating from the crumbs, the leftover, from a foreigner, from an invader, and you are there talking. Continuously in the social media, and you think that you are relevant in the society. No one knows you. I got one or two. That is, you people, your criminality will be exposed after the 2nd of December, even before then. Because when the delegitimization of the terrorist Islamic State of Nigeria within Biafra territory, we start very, very soon. From the 1st of September, we will start from the cow, you people. I get to go from there, and then you had the authority to bring all these stupid cows here. They have done a lot of things. That's why when people want to think, they are not thinking straight. How can someone come and tell you something? You will see that a lot of money has been awarded in a road construction or hospital or what have you. And you will be there looking at these people. You will not say anything. You will not have. Although I understand that they intimidate them. And there's not even good news coming from the mainstream media or even the internet, social media in the terrorist state, because everything is being gagged. The only thing they tell them is lies, and propaganda of the terrorist state. And this has been ongoing for a very long time. Just as the Prime Minister has said, it took these people a very, very long time for them to be able to do this. You know how we have plan of already, and they did not say it is everything they wanted. The British, their master, have been giving them the go ahead of what they need to do at a certain time, because they monitor our people. They know your history more than you do. Just like what our brother also was asking in regards to why are they not teaching all these things in other countries. Charity begins at home, they said. When your house is on fire, and then what you do, the best thing you think that you can do is to go and use a chair and sit outside. Not ordinary chair, rocking one. And then you start drinking, What do you think people will, the passerby will perceive of you? They will think that this person is not serious. Are you even sure that he's not the one that even? Are you sure he's not an arsonist? Somebody call, we go, then I'm actually going to seek a sympathy from people. When he's there, in front of his house, rocking shit and drinking by me, and Unkobi. This is just an example. On his tour to Australia on Sunday, our time here, I asked the Prime Minister a question, almost similar to this. And I asked him, why is it all this while, since it's 70 genocide in normal circumstances, when a country has come out of civil war like Nigeria and Biafra did, they always set aside date to remember those from all sides, at least to an extent. This is normal. In a normal society, this happens. And you all can understand the answer that the Prime Minister gave. Because they don't want to talk about it, like we all know. They don't want to talk about it because the more the people will start to wake up, and then that history will be told in that aspect. That's why they have to hide all those things. They don't want people to understand what is going on. They don't want to go through that part. You know the excuses? You know what they're talking about? You know what they're telling us? They are just saying that no, we don't want to bring the past so that people will not think of what happened. It's a lie. They want to subjugate you. They don't want you to go back to the history because they know that you are special people. They don't want our people to wake up to the reality of who we are. That's why the British have told them from day one, hide this thing from them. Don't let them understand their story and their history. That's what anything that has to do with this, and anyone that stand up and say, oh, they will clamp them down them. This is exactly why our leader, Mazen and the OGOJA today, is still in the DSS junction, suffering for me and you. And the idiots will come out and start talking rubbish and yapping. Yeah, I can make these people. Yeah, I can make these people. They will ever regret. They will ever regret being that so-called politician that they are. Stealing criminals. There's nothing ever good that come out from these people. Nothing. Imagine, did you see these people, just like what our brother, like United States make a lot, that is a lot of points in his submission. Just like what he was talking about the London boy. Do you know that in a company, let's say in a business or in a company, when you are a supervisor or a CEO or a manager or whatever position that you are, or HR, if the company, if you got transferred to different section, different office or something, even if they're doing downgrading of staff because of maybe something is not the way it used to be and what have you, do you know that you cannot come down from your position? Unlike the London boy, Obi has been a vice presidential running mate to Atiku, right? Obi have now, after he went to London, and then he concocted what they concocted with the British, he tried to subvert the cabinet of Biafra. Obi went, now, they projected him as the front runner. Usually, he is not supposed to be, but that is the biggest scam of all time. And Obi was a presidential candidate, and that was his running mate. Obi now is being taunted again to be the president. Did you see that Nigeria is in reverse gear? All those gullible people and criminals and idiots that are all over the space, they think that maybe their lie will still sell even in so-called 2027. Sorry, guys, 2024 is your end. We are ending your criminality and all your stupidness and what have you on the 2nd of December 2024, in a couple of months to come. Sorry, we are not interested. We already know what is going to go. Like I said on the other space, I think 2 days ago. So Nigeria is in reverse gear. When a president goes, you will wish that he comes back. He started from Yaradua or Obasanjo to Yaradua. Oh, this Obasanjo is very, very bad. Please, can you give us Yaradua is bad. Can you give us Obasanjo? And then when Yaradua eventually died, oh my God, why did this man die? Give us Yaradua back. This is not a Nebuchadnezzar, according to Shoyinka. And when Jonathan, the Obama and his co pushed him out, hey, boo, see what happened, Jonathan. In reverse here. And now you have the worst of them all and by the glory of Chukokika Biama, Abbas, official Abbas, the drug lord, will be the last president of one giant zoo, because Biafra will be exiting the Nigeria comes December 2nd, 2024. 02/12/2024. Sacrosanct. No human being on earth, one day one day one spirit, you will never subvert the coming of Biafra. Like I used to say, Biafra is 8 months plus, pregnant, about to deliver. And already, we, the Biafra people, have already bought baby showers. 3 days ago, okay. Here in the Chelsea, even I would the emergency ambulance at the nature the birth of this child. And as soon as this child is given birth to, and the ambulance are working here, it's a bit that is a hospital equipped, fully functional. Oh, I can't go on this baby. I got more. Silly well. From that day, where we Otoba, Biafra, we shone the light and correct that message. That bad impression the Caucasian have always had about the so-called black people or black race, as the case may be. We, the people of Biafra, if you don't know it, go and read your history, because the terrorist state have denied us that history. But at the end of the day, we are here to tell our own story, and our story we shall tell. And thank you everyone that is here. I love you guys so much. Brian Williams, keep it up. I think yesterday we were expecting our brother Jaja Gosan, but because of Urubo Isoko State, and I believe that's why he wasn't online also. So I don't know if he's going to still make up because he's got scheduled space yesterday. But like these guys always have their own on Mondays. It's unfortunate, but we need to get him on that scheduled already space. I thank you guys so much. Guys, listen, we need fund. We need fund. We cannot let our men out. That is not going to happen. It does not matter how little that fund is. It's very, very important, please, guys. We need fund. And more especially at this moment, at this crucial time of this liberation phase, every hand must be on deck. You all know what the government of Biafra is doing for us. Just like the idiots now that stash all their money outside, or those ones that the government of Biafra have given every single Biafran, even non-citizen of Biafra, the opportunity to invest in the IOU loan. It does not get better than this. Let me tell you, in the history of when I did a bit of research last week, in the history of governments in exile, I gotta be honest, I'm not saying this because this is not a propaganda. In the history of governments in exile, there has never been one like this. The truth has to be told. This government of Biafra, I'm telling you, is the best government in exile that you can ever think of. Do you all know that no matter how much you have in the bank, in the terrorist state, it is not guaranteed that you're going to get it back. And don't forget, as our liberation phase, our restoration date is coming very, very ever closer. These people can manufacture anything and do first and second reading under 24 hours, or even 48 hours or 72. And they will clamp down on Biafran money that's all over the zoo. Take that money out, even if you don't want to invest in IOU loan. But why shouldn't you? If anyone, anybody later on, after the declaration and beyond, and then you come with a story that Hebraism, because all in this way, always Hebraism. Oh my God, my market, oh my God. Because why? You don't have insurance. The government of the zoo have never given that enabling to have you insured your goods. If your goods burn, you have to pay. Whoever that is responsible have to pay. If there's no one responsible, insurance have to pay for it. This is just normal. Go about your businesses, lock up your shop, go to wherever you want to go without having to think of anything. In Agoro, in shopping in Aga, in Latraya, in what of if, oh my God, this 5 million that I went to borrow from the bank or from that man, what of if this market in Apon and I never sell anything? Do you know that when you stress so much, your life expectancy starts shrinking, because one day only get one heart attack. So that's why a lot of people in the zoo are working cops, and not only that, some of them they will just little things will happen. Maybe they see their phone that they bought with 100,000 naira. Oh my God, they will just have a heart attack and die because why? People are working like working cops. That's why Onyendu said, mad people everywhere. It's part of those mad everywhere because people are not relaxed. Election, that is, what began to know somewhere. You start thinking something that insurance would have taken care of. Or maybe, you know how this car with the tobacco said, what of if things come and say, you know, I don't need to think about all those things. Because what the government of your zoo have never provided that opportunity for you to do those things. Only look at that man, what about that? Nature, you for someone to, or nature, you can't go in here. You only think about your life. Or if something happens, you may escape. And then, other things. Things government to take care of how you take. Insurance to take care of how you take. That's how you live a life. But when the government of Biafra started telling you that, you will think that they want to control your life. People will be telling you the otherwise, and you'll be believing them. When you know that what the government of Biafra is telling you is reality. You can see it face to face. And this is what is happening in your locality, very close to you, 24/7. Go and invest your money in the IOU. Give your money to the Bank of Biafra and let the government use it, and then you have 100% interest on top of it. And not only that, you are helping to bring Biafra. Your name will be there. Those people that have never contributed anything to get away by pass here, and not only that, the government not talking come and do this thing before you're making at 20 pounds. And you didn't understand. You are knowing the most important thing that the government is doing this thing. They are trying to save you. Do you know that if our prime minister is not somebody that's reasonable enough, he will not do this because people will catch him with it. But this man care for you. Both the enemies, both his own enemies. They will go and do it. It's for your own interest. And by the way, you have no option. You have to do it. If you don't do it, keep your money there. And tomorrow, when you come and cry, as long as you come up on the news or whatever, or someone video you, we will just use you and make you sorry. And we will be laughing at you because you are stupid. The opportunity is there for you. Go and take your money out from the zoo before they even kidnap you and kill you. Because Pandame and his co have your number, have your address and everything. Government in Anana now talking, you don't understand it. Take your money out of the zoo and put it in the IOU and Bank of Biafra and do the needful. Thank you guys very much, and I greet everyone that's on space. Sorry, guy, if I take a lot of time explaining this. At the end of the day, please, we have to do the needful, and the needful has to be done. I thank you guys so much. I'll go back to listening, and because I still have my study and all that. Thank you so much. I greet you from here.
Yeah, thank you. Mazi JD, I found him, but say I know an Austria. He was a very handsome man, though. Online on the camp. Now, one shawarma.
So, thank you.
So, that day, you guys did wonderfully. We are so proud of you guys. You are doing amazing work. So, our brother knows. So, I wanted to respond. I took up the mic when you asked the question about why are they not teaching the history of Biafra in other countries? Okay, so
our host Brian Williams. Can you hear him?
No, I'm not hearing him.
Yes, he's speaking. I'm speaking. He has to go down and he will bring you up.
Yeah, he has to go down.
Go down and bring you up again if you need to hear our host.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian, I got to then you bring it back in so that you can finish.
Okay, yeah, I will do that. I will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, JD Walker, for the wonderful submission you just made. You're quite on point. That is why you are the son of the son, a true Biafran by heart. For every Biafra is a soldier. We are on reserve, so you are a soldier. And when the soldier speaks, they hear the point. We fear no armory, we fear no enemy, we fear no any line of defense. You shoot before you shoot us, because we are on eagle's eye. Thank you. The most important thing is we must, but I mean must, in capital letter, MUST, we must support the government of Biafra. It is not just the government that just gave birth today. It is a government that has been. That's what we see on this topic. There was a country. So you don't think that the country that existed never had a government. There was a country with government, with everything, and it was once lost, and now it must be restored. Restoring to the best of it all. So we need money, because it takes resources to cancel insult. It takes money to move mountain. If it be the root of evil, we enjoy the money. Bring it on. Whatever you think you have the connection, you have the bank, you have the link, give it to the government. Let it be what you contributed. Because the day of reckoning is coming. You will be asked, what role did you play in the restoration of Biafra? When you want to speak in the corridors of power, the corridors of men, who are you to say? Do you know who I am? I don't know you. People I know are these ones I see here every day. I know them by their nomenclature, of which we will unveil our true identity. I know all. I have seen some faces. I have known them. I know their contribution, physically and financially. Understand? I know how restless they have been. All of us, due to time difference, we stood every night, every morning, in the mid-morning, in the early morning, in the midday, in the midnight, propagating the restoration of Biafra. And we will continue until Biafra comes, and even after the coming of Biafra, we will keep on building the Biafra, because when this country is restored, comes the heavy work, because we need to be brainwashed. We need to sanitize the being, the human being in us that has been washed. We need to do what we call surgery. Why is the skull to remove the nonsense that has been stitched or has been embedded in them, and put the true knowledge of Biafra and true knowledge of who we are. So we need money. For the money will bring out the result. For it takes result to cancel insult. And all of us have been seeing the result in Biafra land. Today, we are no longer hiding. For those of you that are still waiting for 30 days to come for 30 days announcement, 30 days have started, though. 30 days have started. This is what we call science. That is scientific tactics of war. Sorry, I'm over talking. Understand? We can close my wallet. So if you're waiting for it to be announced, then we don't go. We are on the street. If you believe you have what it takes, put body, you collect. We are not hiding. We are not lunatic. We are not vagabonds. We are not barbaric. We are not fugitives like Fulani that live in the bush. We are government that government lives in their land. We are in our territory and we are defending our territory. That's why you can see them on the street defending the territory, because the land belongs to the people and we are the origin of the land. Biafra was a country and must be restored back. If whatever is going to take must be restored back. So I welcome the minister, the presence of the minister meeting. You're welcome, the professor emeritus, the professor of the Most High, the professor in excelsis, the Latin people call it in excelsis, the professor of the greatest, in greatest, that's what it means in Latin. So I welcome you here once again. As you come, we will be glad to listen to you. And before then, please, United States of Biafra, give us that wonderful submission. That's something you have to say before the minister takes off the mic. Thank you.
All right, thank you, my brother Graham Williams. Pleasure again. I want to appreciate you and appreciate our brother Jerry D. Walker. Our brother also appreciate you. Our very distinguished minister of the Biafra military. I appreciate and I recognize your presence. It's a pleasure to have you here teaching us, and your presence also motivates us too. Thank you very much. I feel so honored to be among you, the real intellectuals whose intellectualism give result, and intellectualism is directed to improving the lives of their people. This is the kind of intellectuals that we want in Biafra, not the intellectuals that are messing things around for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He kept preaching against, and that is the essence of even what we're talking about. Biafra was a country and must be restored. It is coming from that mindset of the real intellectualism, and that is what Biafra represents, and that's what Biafra is going to be. Biafra, according to our prime minister, is going to be run on a digital economy, a brain-based economy. So. And our brother was asking, why is it that these other countries are not teaching the history of Biafra, even after Britain destroyed, tried to destroy who we are and our history. And I want to respond to that because there is, I remember a lot of the stories our leader has told to us. He told us something. He said that anytime he will go to speak about Biafra, especially even when he went to the European Union and or to United Nations, there's a certain experience that happens. Once you open this anything about Biafra, you will see those what they call it politicians, or what they call diplomats. They leave in. They stand up and walk away. So what do you think is the reason they are walking away and they are running away? They are avoiding to talk about Biafra. And even when they were protesting in the street, you will see there was a time of different people agitating were, protesting. I think that was in the United States of America. And CNN, well, their camera, the moment they saw Biafra flag, they put away their camera. They didn't want Biafra flag to appear in their camera. So, because number one is that they have this guilt. They know the role that they played against the people of Biafra. And another thing, the reason why that is so is because Britain made sure that they eradicated anything about Biafra. That's why they went as much as removing Biafra in the map of the world. They removed it even in Google Map. They removed it. Do you know that a lot of things that data that is about Biafra were removed from the internet? A lot of things were removed from the internet. It will shock you. Even recently, there's some little search that I made, and I realized that certain things, information, are no longer there. Even you see, you don't know how much those people are doing. They are doing their the job of cleaning their traces. So they have this a project of trying to remove any footprints of Biafra, so that nobody will be able to know anything about Biafra. And that is the challenge, that the biggest challenge that the government and through our Prime Minister has actually solved today. Do you know, today, it's a lot of people don't understand where we came from and where we are right now. Our leader, Mazen Namdekano, had an account. Let me tell you a little of what I've experienced. When he came on Twitter, this Twitter, initially was the one that told us to come on Twitter. Do you know that he had a great following on Twitter, but they refused to verify his account. They refused. They will verify people that had 100 people following them. They will even verify people having 200 followers. But our leader had thousands of followers, up to 100,000 followers. They refused to verify him. Why do you think they were doing that? They were making sure that, they don't amplify anything that has to do with Biafra. Now, can you compare it to now that our Prime Minister, it was almost like when our Prime Minister came, that was when there was this change of regime in Twitter. It now changed from the ownership, Jack Dorsey, to now the current person that has it. And now the policy changed. And now the Prime Minister and everybody can get verified. You think it's a joke? And a lot of things happened. Today, our Prime Minister, the moment he drops tweets, he's carried in the news. Do you know that they refused to carry anything our leader was doing on the internet? Even today, some people who don't understand what God has done for us are even using it as a yardstick to say that our Prime Minister is a Nigerian agent, because that's today he's now getting media attention. But it's not true. They don't understand that this is a work of consistency and what God has done for us, that things have changed. So a lot of things happened. These people did a lot of damages. So I am not going to go to mic for a long time. I'm going to allow our minister to give us what he has. But I'm just saying that, you should not be surprised when someone, a president of America like Barack Obama can come and tell you, come and personally get directly involved in the election of Nigeria to interfere in the election, even according to the testimony of Goodluck Jonathan. He were interested in the election. He said, keeping Nigeria one is a task that must be done. If they're not even hiding it, to tell you how much they are involved to make sure that there is no chance at all that Biafra will rear his head again. And today you see them, they deliberately act like they are not seeing the post our Prime Minister is making. They try to minimize it, minimize the reach of Biafra. That's why you see some idiots who come and be telling you that in 2027, when they see that we have gathered more than 50 million votes of Biafrans, of the people, do they tell you they don't know? They know. They just want to minimize. But today it is already too late for them. That's why the other man is ape-face called Obasanjo is running around. They run around. They will not in their radio. They will not tell you about what our men are doing, but they will come and be telling you that our Prime Minister is saying things online and he is charging the people. But they cannot report what's going on. So they are now confused. They are put in. They cannot stand the multi-dimensional approach. This multi-dimensional approach of our Prime Minister is Obara Nigeria, Obara. Thank you. I greet you, my minister. Thank you, and take over the mic. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you for coming on again. Without wasting more time, I call upon the minister.
No more hearing you. What's going on?
We can hear you. I can hear you. Pick up the mic, sir.
I can hear him too.
Well, it seems that he's having a network problem.
I'll
give you mic. Once he comes there, I'm going to give you mic. Like what United States of Biafra said, the worst mistake these people made on earth, the worst mistake them to sue them and the British, them and their counterpart, them and their partners in crime and other countries made was to have our Onion to kidnap and extradite. That was the worst mistake. Minister, can you speak before I continue? Meet. Okay, go on.
Can I speak now?
Yeah, go on.
Hey, I welcome everybody. There was a network jam at a certain point. I asked if the brother was still audible because I wasn't hearing him. Anyway, greetings to everybody here present. Our highest greeting goes to the souls of our patriots, starting from time immemorial, especially to Dim Ojukwu, His Excellency Eterna, and it goes to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency, the propulsor of this hallowed struggle for us to be human beings in this prostate, and it goes to the correct machina, the engine propulsor of the Biafran quest, in the name of His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa, ESN, the Ambassador of Peace, the man that is in charge, the General Commander of the Biafran Liberation Forces or Biafran Defense Forces. Forces. All the forces, both Mekwensu, my Jesus Christ, my Chineke. I swear to God Almighty, for the fact that there is force of this cosmic, or what you call cosmo power, he is in charge. I greet him. In the same way, in the same way, I greet each and every one of us. We are all ministers of Biafra, meaning the minister of liberation. All of us here present, most especially our ladies. The lady with the lamb, Sister Stella. Good morning, ma. All your group, they are so wonderful. We're supposed to increase. In fact, I always appreciate when educated people have the courage to come on the podium of evangelization or evangelism. People up to now, before now, I mean to say, they used to think that those behind the contemporary Biafran struggle are what they call miscreant, less educated people. They didn't know that if the commander of the men, holy, is a very, very strong graduate. They didn't know. They had to give a kind of ramenta concerning what the speaker, United States of Biafra, said before. This your name, I envy it. That is the embodiment of us. That is very good. He said that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to go to United Nations, hallowed chamber, each time they talk about Biafra, people will stand up and walk away in a negative way. What is that raffiguration? It is showing you that our people are the ones that sabotaged anything concerning Biafra. Because you cannot love your enemy more than yourself. Currently, as we're speaking, we want to be free. We know our history. We know that colonial master used to force our forefathers to carry them lubu, meaning in their shoulder, forcing our men, forcing our women. They did lots of nonsense against our people. But those that we thought that we have, like the likes of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the chairperson of all the miscreants you have in this world is Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, because she's the one that I heard it from her mouth for the first time. She called her fellow citizen miscreant. Without she, upon her level of education, understanding the etymology of miscreant, she calls comfortably her fellow citizen miscreant. In fact, when Biafra comes, When we do the DNA, this kind of DNA we're going to do is more than the kind of DNA they used to do in the hospital. You will go and trace the genitories of these people. You will see that these were the people that sold our people. That is their greatest grandfathers. We are those merchandising with slavery. That is the reason why OGOJA or Hanko, they cannot feed their fellow citizens. These were the reasons the likes of she and many others, although they are not greater than us in terms of numerical, used to sabotage Biafra because they got the opportunity to be seen themselves at a high place instead of using the opportunity to bless Africa, like Dr. Arikana. Dr. Arikana is a woman like the likes of Ngozo Konjo. They will not be looking back. Oh, be a poor Hanko, but why you can power? Where the Spirit of God and open a family to correct. One day, that woman will be very nice, like Dr. Arikana. And we have many of them amongst us. Dr. Arikana abdicated her position at the USA because she saw that these people don't want us to be human beings. What is the sovereignty of liberation? The sovereignty of liberation is that we want to be human beings. There are 6 continents. Africa, America of the North, America of the South, Europe. In Europe, you have Oceania, or what we call Australia. And you have Asia among these 6 continents. It is only Africa, Kapunaka. Africa is under chain. And when they say global conspiracy, it is not a joke. How can you have military base of France in Chad and in Niger Republic, but we from Africa cannot have military base in Europe? Is it possible? I know our people, they don't reason. Today I was in a space when I was opportune, in a space of one Nigerianist. I was listening to the way these people reason. When then they are package condom, 9 to me. They are just one school. No reasoning at all. How can somebody who came out of university be saying that the problem you have in Africa and in Nigeria is not governance, it's not political, that it is not government, that the problem is what did he call it? He called it culture. He called it culture. He said that the problem oh my goodness. It is not culture. It is not culture. It is government. Government. Our people are meant not to know the meaning of government and the responsibility of government. How many of them knows the meaning of referendum or plebiscite? They don't know it. They worship these people. They are, most especially when their parents came out of, that is, they are fortunate, let me put it in that way negatively, as people whom their fathers are out of political class. They will be defending nonsense. Okay, in your village, all those people that they present as local government chairman, I don't even want to talk about governors. What is the educational qualification? Agberu, Oti, that is what they are. People that cannot read, they cannot write. They are the one representing you in the House of Assembly. They are calling them lawmakers. If you see them, they can't even speak the language that is meant for the people to speak. Talk more of knowing the meaning of the mission of colonial master in Africa. If any leader in Africa rises, then they will use these idiots and eliminate that person. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, what happened? He was so educated to the extent that the white people feared him. That is the same thing that happened to Juku. That is the same thing that happened to John Magufuli. That is the same thing that happened to Julius Nyerere and unnumbered African protagonists. They use our people that are supposed to be intelligent to be against us. How can a young person who graduated from university don't understand the reason? And as far as Africa is concerned, the reason why some countries like Ghana, Burkina Faso, Zimbabwe change the colonial names. There are many of them. These people are from East Africa. I told our people, Stop taking that appellation, in Nigeria. That big appellation that they get to say giant of nation, of the giant of Africa. Nonsense giant of Africa that doesn't have industrialization. Now, how many of us have ever asked this question? The reason why Rhodesia was changed immediately after the independence time. Rhodesia, from Rhodesia to Zimbabwe, from Gold Coast to Ghana, from Upper Volta to Burkina Faso. It has a meaning, like when you say India, etymologically, it means of fast people. That is the meaning of India, verosimilarly. Burkina Faso has meaning in Africa. Zimbabwe has meaning, but Rhodesia is colonial property, and they were intelligent enough to remove that. But Nigeria did not. Nigeria did not even fight for independence in terms of war, conventional war. They did not. Not even guerrilla war. Not asymmetric or nothing. That's why the flag of Nigeria remains that stupid green, white, and green. People don't understand. They went to university instead of them to be researchers, autonomously speaking. They are thinking about what they can get, which is the resultant effect of historical Darwinism, individualism. I. What can I gain? What can I gain? Instead of how can we, collectively speaking, survive? 6 continents, only Africa take up none. You see young person coming out talking as if, in fact, I exited the space this morning. I don't want to talk my time, but I want more educated people to come out. Don't fear. They want to know. Because the doctrine of politics says that the voice of the people is the voice of God, not the voice of politicians. Vox populi, vox Dei. Thank you very much. Gracias.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. The voice of people are the voice of God. That is exactly the way it is. For once we declare, He listens and He perfects it. No two ways about that. That is one mistake the stupid pastors, GOs and whatever they call it, or COs or SSOs are doing. The foolish people that are preaching the gospel from the back because of how lucrative they have turned that to be. But don't worry. I want to remind you that there was a country called Biafra, and it must be restored. You know what that will do to you when it's restored? It will crash you to point zero, and it will never give you the breathing space or avenue to propagate forceful religion, prophecy or ideology to the people of God. And to them, because you know what? They will all go hungry, because it is the way the Biafra that are Christian populated in that contraction. The life of redeem and most of them will lose 99.9% of their population. For Afonjas have white garment. They are not Pentecostals. Hunger that will visit them is still doing press up. He's still in the gym. So let me see who will do those nonsense preaching. And for those of them in the Biafra land that refuse to speak about Biafra, knowing fully that Biafra and God has placed you there. Go and look at or listen to this bishop, that bishop from South Africa that stood for the freedom of his people. He spoke without fear of anybody. Cool. Thank you for that. Thank you, sir. But those of you here in the zoo, you guys are here because of the penny half for half. You guys are getting for the betterment of your family. Let me put it onto you that you are those people that the Christ himself destroyed and said, you You have turned my father's house into a place of buying and selling. You have turned the house of God. You are thinking that the house he said it was a structure. It wasn't a structure particularly only. Him, the word he preached is the house of God. You carry it. You have turned it into the place of house of buying and selling. The coming of Biafra will destroy all of you, and the land will destroy all. Because we will not give room for nonsense. Like I was saying before, you all and your accomplices, partners in crime, thought that kidnapping and extraditing our Onyendu will close the mouth. We are just like, for example, I want to use this example. The children of the rich people, well-to-do people, the giving people, they don't think much of tomorrow, because tomorrow is being taken care of by their father, by their parents. But the ones that is the minds of that parents, everybody will wake up by force to fight for the living or to fight to be controlled, to make sure that where the effect from does not go down. We were fed by our Onyendu. We are so pampered that we are longing and hunger to listen to him. And our potentials of propagating and spreading the gospel of Biafra was somehow caged or was somehow covered, and that made the Zoo to believe that if this man is taken, nothing will happen. But what is the opposite of it? They took him, everybody posted out with anger, lion, hunger, everywhere, preaching. They're not doing so these people had this fire in their belly, waiting to explode. They never know what they're seeing today. If they have envisaged this, they will say, leave that man and his worries. Let's find another avenue. But nothing happens without reason. God, in His wisdom, made that possible. Although there must be a sacrificial lamb, He has used him for sacrifice, but not that of Christ that died. He will come to enjoy that. And that is why He is there with him 24 hours to shield him of pains and agony he's going through. Because to be confounded in under a space, my brother, think about it. Put yourself in his position. Just sit down on the floor, fold your leg, or you stretch one side, measure a 30 square by 30 times into 3. Then it's 90 by width, 120 by or 180 by length. And you carve it to be your space. Stay there for 3 years, you will be mentally deranged. You will go down. This man is going through this and he is surviving. If he is not destined and the hand of the Creator is not upon him, and if this Biafra he is fighting was not the nation built by God, was not the country of God, it was not the land of God given to His people, for His people and for His people habitation, he will be dead by now. The result will not be so massive, the outcome will be so massive. But Biafrans, it was because the country he's fighting for is the land of God. It's the land that belongs to God and to God alone. And the land given to God is given to His people, given to His people by God and to God alone. And because of this, the God has spoken that this my land can never and will never be taken. And this my child, I am before Him. If Biafra was not a country, the name would not be ringing bell. There is no amount of resurrection or preaching that will strike fear in the heart of people but the world, because it was never a country. But now, but for the fact it was a country that has existed, it voices, fear in their heart, nightmare in their bed spaces, and disunity among them. And it has put them in disarray. It has put them in between 5, 6, and 7 state of confusion that they will never find a solution. Like our Prime Minister said, he is the mathematical that they can never be solved. No amount of further mathematics or almighty formula can be implemented for those that are in the computer age. No algorithm can be drawn to the solution of Biafra, except Biafra that hold it. Please, media, I can see your hands up. Continue and let me not just.
You haven't mentioned the almighty formula and the algorithm. That is it. That is it. That is it. There is no amount of geology. There is no amount of demagogy. There is no amount of rhetorics that will make Biafra not to come. Because Biafra is the heritage of our genitories and subsequent genitoquem, in the sense that it existed. Only that the global conspiracy and the lack of equipment like the social media during that time made us to be not well represented. Plus the activities of some almost who sabotage the freedom. I know what my father told me about Ojukwu. He says he's a powerful man, a good comrade. He told me that the father of Ojukwu was a very good man. He was the leader of economic Nana. One of those who, tried to spread economic revamp from the south to the north. That before they didn't know anything concerning trading, because it's like the effect of Ottoman Danfodio expedition affected their medulla oblongata to the sense that they only think about, the prayerful acrobatic jingoism. That is the only thing they're preoccupied. They don't understand economics. That was the reason and why that man that started the initiated the Igbo program, killing of our people. He was the prime minister in the north. What is it called? Ahmadu Bello. That's why Ahmadu Bello was marveled on the fact that Igbos, when they say Igbo, I want to correct this impression. When they say Igbo, it means the entirety of Biafran people. The main Eastern Nigeria. They say that the Igbos are so prospicient in Natura, in the sense that when anywhere they go, they will develop us. That is Igbo for you. Our nation must be restored, because anywhere an Igbo man is, it's not a symbol of nonsense, but it's a symbol of development. Why can't we have our nation? My father told me that Ojukwu used his father's money. I think he said Louise. Yes, because he used to tell me, he said Louise. Yes. Use his father. That is it. Ojukwu used Ojukwu used the father of the money of Louise to save Biafrans, but Biafrans did not understand. He said Ifeanyi is an idiot. That is what my father said. He said Ojukwu used to fly from mountain to mountain. Very strong man. Oh my goodness. Our people sabotage Nnamdi Kanu. Not all of our people. Those people that were near. Those unscrupulous elements sabotage Nnamdi Kanu. But there is something that they told him when he went to UN Assembly. They told him, go and start doing something. He said, you should go home and start doing something. What is the meaning of that statement? It means a coded language. And that is what is happening now. You have to hold these people. In fact, when our Prime Minister said to delegitimize these unscrupulous and irresponsible legislators, that is the key. And this lockdown that is coming is going to make the international community to understand that we are serious, that we have taken the bull by the horn, that the power that belongs to the people according to democratic principle that is being prepared and proposed by Montesquieu around 1600s in the Baroque period, we have understood it and we have taken it upon our hands according to what the leaders of Europe, like the likes of Gabriele D'Annunzio, said we must take our destiny upon our hands. It was one of the ones that colonized Austria. It's from the Republicum Italienensis. He said the people must rise up and take their destiny upon their hands. Hence, they are righteous in what they do. That they shouldn't allow the misleaders or what you call misrule to rule over them. Because in democracy, the people give mandate to their representatives, and vice versa, the representative is responsible to them, they are accountable to them. But practically, if you did not hold them accountable, they will mislead you. That is what we call the doctrine of misrule or spoil system, you know, or that may lead to what we call absolutistic reign. You can remember it happened in France around the post-Baroque period, around 1780s after the death of Christ. You have the likes of the king that was called the expression of absolutism in France, Louis XIV. To the extent that one day he stood, denouncing Parlamento Populi, and say, Populi Français, l'État c'est moi, meaning people of France, this state, this government belongs to me. That was what he said. And after, actually also, Uperugana. The people like the Saint-Clotes, the group of intellectuals like the Robespierre and the Diggers and the Levelers, they conjoined together and they came together. They formed a group like the Storm on Drunk, the Armada Rosa. They formed the group and chased away all those idiots. And that is what is going to be the replica in our own contemporary. As I'm trying to use my mic, let educated people come and save the nation. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Let people come and save the nation, Biafra. We beckon on we citizens of Biafra all over the world, and lovers and friends of Biafra all over the world. It is to come and save a country that will bring peace to the world. Biafrans, most of you will say money, we are talking about money. Yes. Why would we talk about money? It is money that will champion this liberation. It is money that will bring back this country that once was. Look at Ukraine and Russia today. Do you know how much, excuse me, do you know how much has gone down the drain for them? Since that war that is under 1 year plus age, old, more than 334 billion of dollars have been pushed to Russia, to Ukraine. Listen, 334 billion has been pushed to Ukraine as aid, arms, and the rest under 1 year plus. And talk more of we that has been fighting war for long. We that has been releasing the groundnut and the walking stick. How much billion have we attempted to? So until we achieve this country, until we achieve our purpose, until we live in our land and establish it to the template, to the desire of Biafrans, we need money. And we will not stop asking for that money. If you have it, bring it. If you know who has it, draw the person. Let that person come. For the measure you give, the same measure you shall receive. In investment, if you do not do an investment, for the measure you give, the same measure you will receive spiritually from the Creator, from the God of EFIK-IBIBIO, who sees everything under the sun. You think your penny, you have your thousands, your hundreds in your waist. It's not going down the drain. Have you asked yourself, around you, how you're making that money, how you're getting that salary, how you are seeing it? Is it by your effort? Is it by education? God saw you are putting it in his nation, in his country. You are fighting for it, and he is returning you. He is making you to earn it. And for those that are yet to put it, he is giving you last chance. That is what God did. He will do it to you. He will take from you that has and never want to give, to people that want to give and they never have. You could give it to them, so you will never have. Support, for it takes resource to cancel insult. Support, for that result you will ask, what have they done? They have done so many, and it is very vivid, it's very clear before the eyes of the men, even to the deaf and the blind. Government has been created. Armies of different branches has been created. The land is being defended. Ministries are in order. Bank has been created. Government shopping line online is there. BIAFRACOIN is there. Police is there. Everything, our economic group has been created. Building safe people that will form Biafra when it comes. Once we restore by December 2nd, we are not going down to the drawing board. We have already had a drawing board, map, drawn, dotted, design. We are moving with speed of light to become the fastest growing economy in the whole world and the best. The zoo and Afonjas will 4-0 because they did not start early to pursue the black sheep and the night fell on them. We have already started pursuing the black sheep in the day. So when the night comes, we already placed them in cage or in locations where they will be for us not to look for them. Everything needed for this country is there for us. We are not learning. The government and the people around the government are people that are working for the government are not learners. They are not the primary school and undertakers. They are not the creche people. They are not the N1, N2. They are not the standard 6 and whatever. These are men that know that are equal to men that are capable, men that are willing to spill their blood for the betterment of the nation. They are doing that because they know we are once a nation. They know that they are fighting for a nation, not for individual. They know that they are fighting not for their pocket. They know that they are fighting to bring the vision of 2000 today for you. They know. See, you don't know what these men are doing. I know what they are doing to bully my family. I know about people here and what they are doing to their families. And for you that is there thinking that you are in paradise, probably you have had houses in the state where you're living. Maybe in the United States of America, for example, there is what we call allodial law. Whatever land you have can be put under the state at any time. You have no right of land. You see what I have to call on the council is citizenship, I must go where you belong. And what to you, if you are in Afonja, you go and kiss your Afonja people, and what will be on your head. So wherever you are, whatever you have acquired, whatever you think you have, is not safe. You will only be safe in your land. For any man in any man's land is a sojourn. You are a sojourn where you are. And all of us are the voyage. We are travelers. We are travelers. So we must go home. And we are stranded. Our home is calling us. And that call and that place is Biafra nation. Listen, I said it's a Biafra nation. It is not a state that you're dreaming to have. It is a state that already have you.
had you before you were born. This country had our forefathers before they were born. This country, what I mean by this, I like to come to layman understanding. What I mean by this country existed and been existential before your forefather. This country has been existential before every other countries around. This country is not a child that is pregnant to be giving birth to tomorrow. It is not a new land that has been carved out from nowhere. It is not a new state that has become. This country is already in the corridors of power. It is already in the world map. And what does that show you? It shows that they are there, they have been, and they are still. So it is your power, it is you, the citizens of this country, that will bring life to this country, that will make this country what it was. It is us that will say, yes, we have come to stay and no more going back. And thank God there is a man that have already there are two men that have said we have come to stay and no going back. And so shall it be. As the God said it, so shall it be. For the word of man is the word of God. The pronouncement has been made. If you are stupidly thinking that it is business as usual, then so after now somebody will come. Nobody is coming after this man. He is here to end it, and it must be ended. We have sworn an oath to die in restoring this thing. This country called Biafra, or we all perish. And we do not perish alone. We perish every existence, every living and non-living in this will go down the drain. And then at the end, we must come. What does that tell you? The zoo has met a deadlock, like the computer world. That is one of the programs say you met a deadlock. They have met it, and there is no going back. And when people will say, how take his my attention, because it will execute them, it will try them up. That's what we are doing. We are sampling them. Whoever way they find their breath, we are there. Biafra has become a shadow to the zoo and to the world and life that they cannot run away from. There is nothing that will prevent them now saying or listening to the Biafra. Why? Because the government has said it's no longer individuals. It's no longer the life of black card. Because the government has realized that we were once a country. In the beginning, when the issue of the creation, it was asked, according to the Bible, Holy Book, who shall I send? The Lord, Christ said, send me. So it has been realized that that question has been asked, who shall I send to redeem my people of Biafra, to redeem this nation again? And these two powerful men were sent, fearless. People that, because one thing that stops a man from progressing is taking risk, fear of death. That is one thing that stops a business, taking risk. And one thing that stops a man in life is fear of death. But these two men don't count that. It is not in their lexicon, the fear of death or risk. They take it because it's the part of life. When you succeed, you rejoice. And we have succeeded. Today, with the result on ground, it is so vivid and it cannot be erased that everything is working in perfection for the people of Biafra and for those that, because it was said in Chronicle level 17, they that knows their God to exploit. We know the people here at Biafra and we are doing exploit. And the God knows us. And that is why our exploit is succeeding and moving very well. Everything is working in parallel. Understand? So Biafra, there was a country. Nigeria, there was a country. Britain, there was a country. Asians, there was a country. North and South America, there was a country. Australia, there was a country. Atlantic, there was a country. Which other continent am I called? That we want to let you know that there was a country called Biafra. And the citizens of Biafra are here, being restored that country. And we will stop at nothing until that country is being restored. If it means sinking the whole world, let it be, and so shall it be. We will rest at nothing until Biafra this country is restored. Ladies State, I can see your hand. Wanna talk? Should I continue?
Yes, I wanted to make an additional contribution to the conversation because I love this very name, Biafra, like a song that our Deputy Information Minister always plays in his program. And I think if it is possible, we can also get that music and play for us. He says, I love this very name, Biafra. So, but, I wanted to tell our people, when you hear that song, there's a song that they say, the Emperor, the Conqueror, the Lion, the Champion is here. And that song actually is welcoming Biafra. It's all about Biafra, And if you actually read in the room, even in with our musicians, you listen to them, the rhythm of the songs that they're producing these days, you understand that they are also following. The Spirit is manifesting in them. But, just in line with this topic, we say there was a country called Biafra, and Biafra must be restored back. Support Prime Minister Simon Ekpa in also agreement with what our minister for the military department said. He spoke about individualism, which is the corruption that the Nigeria state and the colonial invaders brought to destroy our age-long system of living and our age-long Igbo philosophy of Iwebike. We have this philosophy of Iwebike. And what is that philosophy? My mother told me that in their time, there was a time when you come up as a young man and you want to own your house. How were they building? The whole community, the age group, everybody will gather and will help you to build your house. So even when they, even in farming, the whole village will gather together and go and help you in farming. So we do things as a community. So you see that community spirit, that bond has always been there. So when did they start this individualism of myself? You see, all this thing came with the Nigeria system of divide and conquer. Because, it is this that divide and conquer strategy that led to people now thinking of themselves. That's why one individual will sacrifice the interest of the entire nation, entire race of a people, just for his own personal political interest. You see what is going on, even in Imo State present, and in whole Biafra territory. It is because of individualism. And that is why we are preaching this message. The message, the center of our message today, if anybody has no space, even if you don't take anything, take something. And what is that? We must go back to our philosophy. Our philosophy is Iwebike. That means that united we stand, divided we fall. So we must unite for the interest of our people. The only reason we are talking about a man who made the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice for his people, talking about a man, our late eternal leader, King Odumegwu Chukwu, is because of the sacrifice that he made for his people. Oh my goodness. Why are we not talking about Azikiwe every day? Why? There is a reason. Do you know that Azikiwe was the one that wrote the Biafra national anthem? But at the point, what happened? That selfishness came on board. That self-centeredness, that individualism came. And then, what happened?
To chip one thing that my father told me. Permit me to chip one thing.
Okay, sir.
I have learned.
Go ahead.
That I'm very cool. And we're all together. My father told me that Ojuku is a very correct guy, collectivist, not individualistic human being. But what happened? You know, notwithstanding the fact that his father was so pompous and he did not live a life of poor man, but he is collectivist. Now, this man, Nnamdi Azikiwe, wrote something concerning the anthem of Biafra. But when it came to who is going to be the leader, that spirit of Ingrebidjo Umana entered him. You know, at the liberation phase, you need military people to be at the front because military is the law enforcement agency here. The reason why they killed most of the indigenous people in Nigeria, in fact, the entire indigenous people of Nigeria, although Nigeria is not our creation, but just for us to understand the geographical expression, is because they handed over the management of the military and the politia to the northern Fulani hegemonic Mujahid. That is the reason why they use that to suppress people. Now, this particular man, maybe I saw rest in peace, this particular man that is nominated now, Nnamdi Azikiwe, was not of the know of the potentiality of the military in the time of handover of what government. He did not understand that. So what he was interested in is for him to be the president of Biafra. But what do you call him? I mean, the eternal leader of Biafra understood the hard work he need to do so that the people will be liberated. You cannot give the Okoko them before the war is done. So he went and started having biased mind instead of trying to liberate, to calm down and liberate the people first and foremost. Then he was being lured into accepting the proposal of the Great Britain. The Britain started sponsoring him and they diverted his attention from autonomy of the region into Pan-Africanism, or what you call federal system. That was what happened to that fellow. But today the game has changed. Everybody that is educated must bow under Master Simon Ekpa and give him support so that we will get our freedom. We have planned how Biafra is going to be. You will have residential areas, you will have agricultural areas, you have industrial areas, you will still have the aeronautics area in such a way that there will be no any other atom of discrimination among us. Let me stop it here as you continue United States of Biafra. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. My minister. I appreciate you a lot for that input. So, just I thank God that you also validated and confirmed what I'm saying. So it doesn't look like I'm lying against the dead. So what I'm saying is this: when you're advising a child that has a father, that's when a child that doesn't have a father will learn. So as this example is being cited, now the people that are living will also have to make their decision where they want to belong. Do you want to be in among those people who will serve as a warning, or are you going to be among those people who will serve as good example? So it is not because eternal leader have given us any special bribe, but we are stating the obvious. when you do good for your people and make sacrifice for your people will revere you, they'll appreciate you, they will honor you. So, and it is jealousy cannot stop it. So, what we're talking about, that philosophy of togetherness, unity of purpose. That philosophy of unity of purpose is very important. That philosophy of oneness, that what we call EFIK-IBIBIO, and that is the philosophy we must resurrect and bring back as a country. You know, and why is it important we continue to enforce this? Because the Nigeria where we are coming from right now has given us a lot of dents in our characters. Some of us, it's given us a lot of scars, damaged a lot of our principles and some what we believe, because it is about the survival of the fittest. You know, what I can grab. So in Biafra, there'll be nothing like grabbing for what I can grab. It is about collectivism. It's about general interest. And thank God that our Prime Minister that is championing this new era of this government, he stated it clearly. He says it is Biafra first. It is Biafra first. So you will think about your country before you think about yourself. Because the truth is this, that all you as a Biafran, your concern shouldn't even be, how do I give my child the best education? No. It's not how will I take my child to a foreign country to have education from. No. The thing is, how can we have the best education in Biafra? How can a Biafra have the best hospitals? How can Biafra have the best research institute? Because once we have it in Biafra, in your child and the child of your neighbor and the child of your friends, your child of your relatives, all of them will have access to it. So Biafra will take care of everybody. So it is not a situation where you will have in your house, you start a generator and your generator in your house, there is light in your house and you're making noise, polluting the environment. Meanwhile, your neighbors, they are in darkness, and your next door neighbor, they don't have food. No, it is going to be a country of Onyaga and one there. That is the philosophy, evil philosophy. And you know, it is time. We have all those philosophies that our ancestors gave to us, you know, and those are the tools they give to us to survive. But now, what will happen is that now we are not just going to have this philosophy as just a balance that we put, you know, but it's going to be our living document. It's going to be something that we are going to, you know, it is going to be a lifestyle of Biafra. It was going to be in the core value of Biafra as a people. And that is why we have to work as a nation. And what is a nation? A nation are people who have a related culture, who have this related food, a dressing, and you know, principles of life, philosophy of life, and reasoning. You know, so these are what we should have in our country, and that is why we must restore Biafra. It is not just the name. Biafra is also embodies this what I'm talking about. The principle or philosophy of Onyaga and one there is what is in Biafra. The Biafra is also the principle of collectivism. That's what Biafra means. So, and that is why our leader always preaches. He said, "One family." That is the idea that prompted when he said IPOB, one family. IPOB, one family. What is one family? Family that eat together. People, everybody does everything for the family. Nobody talks about himself. No, there's no I. It is we. It is we, and we. It is Biafra and Biafra first. Thank you very much, my people. Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you, my minister, and everybody.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. I encourage us to pick up the mic and come up to the mic and speak. Please. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that word of oneness, togetherness. That is who we are. That was who we were before the stupid amalgamation. A country that never envy one another's development or ideas, because we are all driving for one mission, and that was the betterment of Biafra country. Until this stupid contraction came and spoiled everything. Everybody now started fighting for his or her own. And when you see someone doing the same thing, trying to do bigger than you, you think of a way to buy them. Envy becomes the mother of the day, become the mother of the day, because of what the zoo has embedded in the lives of the people in the zoo. And that's become a barrier to the progressive nation, because the zoo use that. Once they see Biafra progressing, once they see Biafra invented something and it is moving, you will see one of the zoo politicians or business icon with the government help will now oppress the other person, especially the people they oppress is Biafrans. All of us can be a witness to this. Let's use a case study of Dangote. Dangote has dealt with Biafrans together with the zoo. Because of Dangote, Okala's cement factory was burnt to 100%. This is a place in good Anambra called Okala that has the natural resources that is needed for making of cement. And what are the major natural resources needed for that? Limestone is number one. It is free. It is in free flow in Canada. You don't need to suffer. You don't need to import it. For the fact that it's not from the north, it's not from other part of the zoo, and it's from the Biafra land. In order to kill that country, make sure the country never rises again, they have to destroy that place, burn it, and take monopoly of the business. That would take them to be in sugar factory business. Before that, the Dangote uncles, Tantata, how did they get their money? They all got their money from the government inward. But that sugar factory was before 1930. Before 1930, what is 1930? In 17th to 18th centuries, through the Portuguese, was being done in Biafra land. These were the things they killed. They destroyed that. Coal, among the things that generated electricity. How is it today in coal? The same coal that South Africa that is using. Progressive. Let me tell you people, the 5 types of coal we have in the world, the best 5 types of coal that emit no carbon, that is very environmental friendly, is found in Biafra. And it is in Enugu. Understand? But what did they do? They destroyed the mining. Because this will remind the people of things. This will make the land progressive. We're not talking about the oil and gas. Those ones are the names that is very famous. Today, now the Lord is claiming that they have gold. The gold is the highest gold. No. The gold in the north is 0 compared to the gold in Cross River. They will not tell you that one, but they're secretly mining that one. The Cross River governor cannot say anything. That village has less than 20,000 people living in it. But today, this zoo have shared it. They are talking about the uranium in the Pacific or whatever. The war in Biafra, they will not tell you that has reached maturity 8 stage. When the natural resources reach a maturity stage, it shows that it is abundant to be exported. That has reached a maturity stage. So many things. Today, tiles and ceramics
that has the market of 5 billion in the world and still uses and everyday demand is in OE, in another state. The raw materials, they will never go there. They will never do anything, they will never touch it because it is in Biafra. The ore and the pores used for ship, marine, and the rest of the thing is in Biafra land. They will never go there. If we are telling you, go and do research, we don't come and state what we don't know. Many things have been embedded in our nation, which they saw, and which the government knows a lot that have not been touched. That is why they are doing crying like money criers, doing everything with the Britain. Because in Biafra land, it is never done, it can never be done that the Biafra as a nation, the citizen will complain of hunger. How? When we have a fertile land, we have the 3 different types of soil that are very fertile, loamy, sand, and clay. China are importing more sand for whatever they are using. Plenty of it is in Biafra land. That is the dress soil. The land for agriculture, we are not desert like the north. It's not hot. We have a very fantastical weather, very mild. The best weather in the whole world that every people would love to live, habitable, is in Biafra now. Biafra is so blessed with everything, and God settled everything, gave us all these things and removed national phenomenon from us. He removed earthquake, he removed volcano, he removed wildfire, he removed many natural disasters. And because why? That is his land. I mean, God knows the whole world, but at the place he said, these are mine. This is my root. This was where my creation started. These are the people I called mine. And when God called you his, he will perfect everything that you need to survive. Is it water? You can never complain of water. The government never supply you with social abilities. You train by yourself. Is it the granite that you use for the road? It's in Abakaliki, in Ponton. You can never search for it. Is it the iron ores for metals, anything that has to do with metal, iron? It's there in Biafra. The new cookie that is with us, the EFIK-IBIBIO, all those things, is still there. It's still. We will beat Russia with steel. We will beat them. The world needs steel in everything they are doing. Every home needs steel. Every factory needs steel. Everything. They are today, they never wanted you to have electricity because they don't want you to do marvelously well. You were to exploit. What we need to power Biafra and give to all Africa life is in Biafra land. Without even suffering. This is why you ask yourself, why is it that this nation has 90% of what humans need just to survive is in Biafra land? If the world is to ban Biafra from international trade, we will trade by ourselves and speculate everything we need is there. Everything, food, everything, technology, everything we need is here. If you want to fly, you bring the bed down with aircraft. Everything you need is there. To provide the engine is there. They were telling us that they say river, they cut the river, the shipping and the red. Who told you? The nearest river close to the Atlantic Ocean, that is the waterway for marine transportation. Where do you think it is? It is in Biafra land, not in Lagos. 20 nautical to the Atlantic Ocean. The one in Lagos Seaport is 20-something to 30 nautical to the Atlantic Ocean. So which one is closer to the Atlantic Ocean water transportation? Everything is Biafra land. Why? They destroy the seaport so that you may not have life. They stopped those seaport. Are we talking about when we were nothing, we had our already airport in Uli during the war? We built our own aircraft. The first Africans to build aircraft were in the dark age. The first African to build tank, war tank in the dark age. The first African to build in the dark age, in stone age, Biafra. The first African to have a formidable army during stone age, it is Biafra. We fought war for 3 years, not just one country. We fought the whole world. Let me tell you, those of you that are talking nonsense, do you see a ordinary state? I mean, the state in a country fighting a war or the whole world? No, the state don't fight the whole world. It is a country that fights the country. We are a country that fought the war. Do you think it was to be only Biafra and the Afonja and the Fulani and the rest? The war will last 8 months. We will consume them like fire. They know what happened at Abagana. Obasanjo will tell you what's this one that is Gowon will tell you what happened to Abagana. Is it for the artillery that marched in Abagana? More than 20,000 of them. What happened to them? When I used to bully, so bullying you back. And they cemented under 3 seconds 20,000 of the Sioux army. And that is something that is agonizing in their heart. That is why they will never tell you about Biafra. The world will not, because telling that is promoting and elevating the mighty power of these people. They're surprised. These people did wonders. Any bird that will fly and in hunger was to steal. Our zeal, our immune was built for war. Our immune was built for that period. And that is something that will survive, made them be able to survive today. The gene of that resistance have been passed to you all and to us all. That is why we were able to pass through the hardship of the Zugenia and let the show of Zugenia to the world, to different countries where we are.
Good morning. Good night.